Laser eject operation channel intro.
Hello, fellow YouTubers. Lady WC Stop Motioner here, and today I'm going to review Transformers Animated Deluxe Class Blurr. Okay, now the rest of this review is going to be in normal speed. I already reviewed this figure back in September last year, but he was missing his weapon, so I just managed to get a hold of one, and very happy about it. So now this figure is complete, except for I need to get the Autobot insignia back on there. I'm thinking of just printing one out, kind of gluing it on, something like that. But yeah, you can probably expect another re-review of this guy in the future. But for now, here he is. His vehicle mode looks way better now that he doesn't have that big thing in the front, which is kind of a pain with, if you buy the figure without the weapon, the vehicle mode is incomplete. Now you push down here and the saw blade flips out, which isn't from the show, but it's really, really cool. I really like it. He's got this antenna, which is rubber. I'm fine with that, though. It'd probably be very brittle. However, it should be more up here. That's about my only complaint, though. So yeah, one of, if not my favorite figure in the animated line. It's just such an awesome figure. He's definitely more complex, given that animated usually has very simplistic transformations. This guy's actually pretty complicated. I mean, describing it doesn't seem that weird. It's like basically just folding the arms and legs around the robot, but it's like the arms, they are up here and they come down here, and the legs, the reverse of that. So it's really impressive. And he was one of my favorite characters in the show. I was kind of iffy about G1 Blurr. I liked the idea, but he was kind of annoying, whereas this just really did a good job with it. It's a shame he didn't get to be in the show more, and who knows, we might have seen him come back in season 4, because there was a comic where they did manage to get him back out of his cube form, so that's really nice. And of course I like the character just because super speed is like my dream superpower. Like if I could only have one superpower, it would be speed. So yeah, very nice vehicle mode. Size comparisons, here he is with the second fastest bot on this planet, Bumblebee. They look pretty good. And then I've seen some reviewers do this, so I thought I would. With Lockdown, even though they never interacted in the show, they're both some of the tallest animated deluxes. The price point of figures was determined by the vehicle mode, and that really shows with these two. But the way they transform is that, they really extend, and that's really cool. So I think that basically covers the vehicle mode. So now we can go into the transformation. So to begin, we just kind of want to pull, just kind of want to untab right here, these sections right here. And you can just pop this off, set it off to the side. Probably going to want to put the camera up a little bit. And you just pull, disconnect these, pull them down. Now, I may not do a re-review. I might just kind of do a follow-up, just showing that I got the Elite Guard symbol back on when I get around to doing that. Just turn the head around, then you detach here, pull this up, you just rotate here, You just snap these into place. You rotate right here and rotate the arm. Now, while mine really suffers from floppy hips, which is another thing that needs to be modified, I need to make this guy, make him tighter. He actually does stand pretty well because they really did a good job with these feet. They're ball jointed on both sides, so you can really get some good poses out of him. Just very nice figure. If I had any complaints with this robot mode, I wish that you could kind of hinge the arms back a little bit, like have him like this, then right here, because that's how he would look when he would run. He would have his arms like here, and the shoulders would look like that. That's a minor nitpick, though. It's a very, very nice figure, and you really should consider adding this one to your collection. It's one of my favorite figures. He's pricey online, but I say he's worth it, unless you have a retro toy store in your area, because that's how I got this guy. Like, I think I got the base robot mode for, it was like $8, I think. And I managed to get this weapon for just $6. So, all in all, I got him for a pretty good price. And he's a pretty tall deluxe. So, yeah. This is from back in the days when sometimes you'd be getting more than what you pay for. Okay, you still get that occasionally, like Kingdom Cyclonus, but, So again, you just push this right here. Then you can just peg it onto his arm. And he didn't have this in the show, but you know what? It still looks really cool. You can just have him run by and go, just slice Decepticons. Oh, I absolutely love this figure. He's so good. So here he is with Bumblebee. So Bumblebee was definitely taller in vehicle mode, but there's a noticeable difference now in robot mode. And Blurr, I think he should be a little bit taller than Bumblebee, not by this much, but he's shorter than Optimus, so I'm okay with that. Then here he is with Lockdown, and Lockdown is going off screen. So yeah, Lockdown is still noticeably taller, but still not too big of a difference. It's a big difference, but they're just both very tall deluxes. Really cool figures, both of them, really. So now I'm going to bring in the rest of the Elite Guard that I have. I still don't have Ultra Magnus. I really need to get around to getting him. So here we got Blurr. Blurr, don't trust him. He's not who you think he is. Okay, so there's Long Prime. If you want to count him, there's Sentinel Prime. You go in front. Here's Jazz, and here's Safeguard. The Elite Guard, they're like my favorite figures in the animated line, because the thing is, I am pro Autobot. I root for the Autobots, but the Decepticons always get all the cool stuff. So the Elite Guard are a nice compromise. You get the Autobots, and they got all the cool stuff. Of course, one of them is a Decepticon, but So that's why I really like them. I need to get the rest of Sentinel Prime's weapons. Again, I'm not in too much of a hurry, as super unpopular opinion, I don't like Sentinel Prime. But who really does? So another thing, which is probably how I'll be displaying this figure, is that if you don't really want to have him with his weapon, you can. This doesn't really serve any purpose in the vehicle mode, I don't think. You just tab it onto his back and he can just store his weapon. So yeah, very nice figure. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend you go back and get it. And I love him even more now that he has his weapon. And again, hopefully in the near future I'll do a follow-up where I get the Elite Guard symbol on there. So, I guess I'll go ahead and stick him on the display now. And his weapon just fell off. Okay. Alright, so there's Blurr with my animated collection. Got the spot here for when I hopefully get Bulkhead. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get around to getting Magnus. He's going to take up a lot of space. Now, Blurr is a very shelf-friendly figure because he is very skinny and doesn't take up a lot of space. So yeah, that's my re-review of Transformers Animated Deluxe Class Blurr. If you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and God bless.